Have you ever been on a plan where you're losing weight very consistently and then it's been going down, and all of a sudden you see some fries and you decide to have one and you're like, oh my gosh, I just ruined it all. I might as well have that whole plate of fries. And oh my gosh, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going for the day. I just screwed up, so I'm going to eat junk for the rest of the day. And then you feel bloated and terrible and you're thinking, you know what, it's Friday, it's the weekend, might as well just start back up on Monday. You know what, I mean, what time of the month is it? I might as well, it's towards the end of the month, maybe I'll start on the 1st, except wait a second, the holidays are up and I can't be on a strict diet during the holidays, so I might as well just start with the 1st of the year. I mean, it's New Year's, right? That's when everybody's doing everything. And then you just keep spiraling and justifying why you should go from one extreme to the other. And then maybe when you get to that point, because you've been on such a restrictive diet, you think it's not even worth it. If this is what it takes to be skinny, if this is what it takes to get all this fat off of me, then it wasn't meant for me and I'm just not gonna try it all. But here's the thing, none of that is necessary. The real trick is to just stop chasing those extremes, whether that be the extreme of a super restrictive diet or that be the extreme of eating all the garbage all the time and justifying it because you're gonna start a diet sometime later in the future and you don't need to be punishing yourself now. The trick of not gaining all that weight back is to just stop. If your goal is to lose weight, maybe the goal should be to just minimize weight gain or maybe not gain at all. And that is how it should be done. You're not going to go in this all or nothing mindset. So ideally, when you've gotten to the point where you're like, F it, instead of going there, maybe let's rewind and look to see what it is about the diet that is so restrictive that has you wanting to quit entirely. So instead of throwing away all of your progress, let's try to see what we can do to make this slip a short thing instead of a long thing, because you don't just pile on all the weight back in the matter of a couple of days, or even just that one meal's not going to set you back, one whole day is not going to set you back, it's not even going to be a one whole week. But if we want to stop it, we have to stop ourselves and think about what would be the less extreme version of going to the extreme end of binge. I have been in that place where I was on an extremely restrictive diet a couple times in my life. And there are times I would just say, I'm done, and I would eat whatever I want. Maybe give yourself a day like that. But afterwards, maybe think about a smarter way to do it. Some years ago, they used to call it an all-in diet. And I know a lot of eating disorder recovery, they would promote that. And if you do have an eating disorder, I would talk to somebody about that rather than watching this video. But if that's not what's going on for you, here's what you might want to do. Instead of going to that extreme, maybe think, all right, I've been eating nothing but vegetables. Just have yourself a bowl of oatmeal. Have yourself something wholesome that will feel filling and let yourself be full. We don't want to be losing weight trying to feel starved all the time. This is why I don't promote too much extreme. I promote the idea of using certain strategies to maybe help you if you're in a plateau. However, for most of us, we don't need the extremes to have a lean, healthy body. Here are my practical tips. First of all, stop the gain. But how do we stop the gain? We get off that roller coaster ride of being on the extreme end of binge eating. So stop going out to eat all the time. Stop getting the junk food. Maybe go for the wholesome looking versions of what you feel you are craving and feed your body nourishing foods. When you are fed well, you're not going to want to go for the junk. If you don't know how it is you need to adjust your diet, take a look at my video where I talk about what to eat when you are not feeling satisfied with your diet. And then you need a mindset reframe. One imperfect meal doesn't mean the whole rest of the day goes out the window. Just because you have a party doesn't mean you need to have the rest of the week turn into a party as well. So this is where we need to reel it in. Just because you did one slip doesn't mean the rest of them have to be slips. The idea that every thin person you know out there doesn't have any treats at all, is not realistic. Everybody lives in this world. There are some people who probably eat perfectly, but not everybody is that way. And most people will have their treats here or there when they're on vacation, when they're at a party, etc. Obviously, you want to try and set up your life where most of your food is going to be home cooked, wholesome, if possible. But to think that everybody's eating perfectly 100% of the time is not realistic to think. What they are doing right is they are having consistent good days, consistent good meals. Say you have 21 meals in the week and 2 of them are not great meals. I mean, that is 19 out of 21 meals that you ate that were really good meals, instead of having maybe half of those things turn into junk food meals because you screwed up once or twice at some point and you're like, you have that F it moment. Anytime I've had success in getting a little bit leaner, it's because I've had this proper mindset in thinking, what's the better thing to do? What's better than this extreme? What's better than this ice cream? Maybe it's a bowl of really delicious ice cream. What's better than going through the drive-thru? Maybe it's like having one of those leaner meals, like that burger meal I shared not too long ago. I had some air fries. I had a Boca burger. It was very satisfying. It hit the spot, but it wasn't the drive-thru. So it's like these little tiny wins add up over time. And that's what I've been trying to promote. Do little tiny consistent things very well. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to just eat starch and vegetables every meal for every day of your life in order to get leaner. You just need to find better wins than the extremes. So that's the whole idea. This is how we go from the extreme of losing a lot of weight and gaining it all back. It's trying to find something better than the extreme of all the junk food. I really hope all that made sense. You got it, right? Like, just don't go to the extreme end of binge eating. That's all I'm saying. If you want to have chili cheese fries, you can have chili cheese fries. Just make it whole food, plant-based, no oil, air fried. Like, you can have really delicious foods. If you feel this chili cheese fries that I just described is not going to be a great weight loss meal, who cares? It's better than getting the greasy version of it and gaining weight back, right? What if it just stalls your weight? That is a win. That is a win in my head. So if my goal is to delay or at least shorten the amount of gain that's happening, we're doing good things, because it's better than gaining 10 pounds in a week, right? So if you have had any small wins when it comes to stopping this F it mindset, please share below what some of your wins were, because I'd love to hear all the other good ideas. If you need any help in making some of these delicious meals at night, or if you just don't know what to cook, I do have a free meal rotator plan. You can just download it from the link I have in the description below. And if not, every once in a while, I share a short that has some really easy, cheap, and satisfying meal if you don't feel like cooking. I often don't feel like cooking, so I like to do the lazy stuff.